Welcome back, everybody. Sneakbee here, just wrapping up our day in Archet. Hopefully, I can finish up the quest chain in the next 30 minutes. I was wanting to tell you that I was wandering around here and I noticed that they put in a little bit of extra work into some of these areas. So, something that I hadn't seen before. This door, it's open. You can actually come in here, and this is just has little details that I really love about Lord of the Rings Online. There is absolutely no reason for this to be here. This building could actually be just a blank, and no one would care. But they actually put a door here, put some sunlight coming in. Look how beautiful this is. Just the ambiance of Lord of the Rings was one of those things that always allowed me to just get into the system. And I think if I do sit, yeah. So I could actually sit down on these things. This is where you start getting into some of those people that do Lord of the Rings, not just for the questing, which is what I do, but they get into the real role play, and they'll come in here and have meetups with people and sit around the fire, drink some ale. But I just love this whole environment of working within Lord of the Rings Online. So with that being said, let's go ahead and continue our quest chain through Archet. When we last left off, I had really gone around the town here, and I'm at a point now where I need to go in and actually talk to the hunters. And there's a little hunter cabin out here, so I'm going to go run over here and see what's going on. Now, if we pull up in a map, you'll notice that the hunter cabin is over here on the northeast corner of the map. So we'll go ahead and run around there, looking at all the beautiful scenery as we go by. One of the things that I could do is actually get my VIP account again. I ran VIP for the longest time. A very important person. Basically, I pay a monthly fee to access the system, and basically you get all the lower quest lines for free. You get all the instances in there. But I actually bought several of these with free experience I was receiving. So I'm not going to jump into into any sort of VIP until later on. With a VIP account, you actually gain more experience each day. So there would be a little blue bar down here at the bottom that shows that I actually get more free experience. We're going through there. I want to walk across here, but you can also jump in the water and swim. So, really neat the way that they work this out for a 12-year-old application. Just look at how beautiful it is within here. Anne here, she's doing a little bit of testing. Nice little campfire out here. That bear is new from when I was out here, so I don't remember that back in the day. So they've put in some rework into this area, even back down at the lowest levels. We go through. If you click on this bedroll, you can actually there's a side quest that you can do. I'm not going to mess with that right now. I just really want to get through.
I presume you're here to bring me ill news from town.
Come on out with it. I deserve to hear what you have to tell. I'm going to go ahead and get my shoulder pads.
Calder Carl has shown his true colors at last.
Go ahead and put those on. You'll notice that I now have some shoulder pads and my armor rating is going up as we speak. So if I go ahead and do this, I'm going to get plumed hat or a guard's helm. By the way, I am going to choose the plumed hat because I just love it. This will become my cosmetic item that I'm going to keep on my head all the time, even if I change a helmet later on down the road. I'm not too worried at this level for, what's that, about 9 points of armor. We'll be changing that later on down the road. I'll go ahead and accept this and start moving on down the road. While I'm doing that, there's this, they have daily rewards. So if we jump out of here and I go ahead and jump into my daily rewards, you'll notice that this is it's called Hobbit Gifts. With Hobbit Gifts, you get a daily reward silver for free. It randomizes what you're getting. In this case, I'm getting some piles of scrap worth 200 silver wherever I go. If I want to do that, I could re-roll this with mithril coins. Mithril coins is the in-game paid currency, if you will. So if you're talking about pay to win. That might be some paid stuff. I could also open up the gold gift as well. If you're a VIP, you get a gold gift every week, silver gift every day. Again, I'm not going to mess with that. And so right here, if I go back to my map, you'll notice I have the brigands all the way down here. I know I've got a lot of brigands over here in the Blackwall's Roost, so I'm just going to run straight there, run through here. If I do this, and I got to remember that I'm actually ranged now, and everybody's happy at that point. Man, I don't remember these weeds being so high when I was here last time. I think they've really reworked this area to put a lot more of the... Man, this was not here before, this reeds and stuff. They put a lot of work in here, and this is a starter area. This is an area, and matter of fact, this is not the starter area for everybody. This is only the starter area for hobbits and men. Elves and your dwarves actually have a different starting area. So, you know, when we start talking about the amount of work that they put in here, it's really phenomenal on what they do. All right. Let's see if I can get close enough to... No. All right. So I need to clean out the brigand ranks, just kind of walking around here. I also need to go in here and gather information. As I get closer, there's a guy hiding in the weeds. So let's go ahead and take out this one. She's an archer, so if I go ahead and tab over, I can continue my gambit chains. There we go. Okay, so I've got the 4 brigands. Now I need to kind of sneak around. I'm a hobbit. I'm good at sneaking. If you'll notice, there's the plans. I'm just going to click on them and press U, and I'm going to walk right there. So my hands are away from the keyboard. So letter. If you want to read the letter, you can. Just go into your inventory. Where is that letter? I don't know. But we'll not worry about that just yet. Dusk Wolf. It's yellow. We'll go ahead and leave those guys alone. I do want to do one more thing here. I'm going to wander around here, see if I can sneak my way in. Was there a place where I could see a statue back here? Nope. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and just make our way back to where we need to go. Will, nobody ever came over to bury him. So, sorry about that, Will. You're going to have to stay there and rot. I could do what you call kiting. So, if I wanted to aggro one of these people, I'll go ahead and take the striker here. I'll get aggro with her. She'll actually follow me and shoot me a little bit. I've got a pretty good health pool that it's not going to bother me. I'll run out of her range. She'll follow me a little bit, but eventually she'll get tired and run back. So, as you can see, she's the little yellow dot following me on the mini-map. And I've got -12s going because I'm bleeding. She shot me with an arrow. That's what I expect to see. But again, my health pool is such that I'm not too worried about it. And now she's given up and she's gone her own merry way. Some of the fun things you can do inside of Lord of the Rings is you can actually get to some of these high places and jump. If you do jump, just be aware that you will take fall damage through here. I'm going to go ahead and skirt the sides here, see if I can stay out of the water as much as possible because you do run faster than you swim. But, man, they have reworked this, and I love these reeds. This is beautiful. As we get out of Archet, which is, like I said, our starting area, we'll talk a little bit more about the lore of Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to do what some of the other YouTubers that do this that actually live Lord of the Rings on Lord of the Rings. I am a big fan. I've read the books many, many times.
Good work, my friend. I believe there is hope for us yet. We only need a strategy.
There's my hat. You're going to see that hat a lot. I love that hat. So, let's zoom in all the way and let's move out here. This is a quest. This is a side quest here. Allows me to go in and look at a different thing. I may do this, but there's really no reason to do that. I'm going to decline that. If you accept a quest and never complete it, it sticks out there. It's just really kind of a pain, if you will. So right now, what's my quest? Talk to Alti Spiderbane. He is actually right here. So I'll go ahead and talk to this dwarf who happens to be out here.
And your families.
And he's telling me that I need to go and check out the wall, see the old path to the city, and see what's going on. So that is right across the river here. Oh, look at that, rocks. I have never seen these rocks before. Man, it's been a long time since I've been here. Those rocks were not there in the past. They have reworked this and made it much more beautiful, made the grass so much deeper, a lot more ambiance through here. And now I start getting into the spiders. If you don't like spiders, Lord of the Rings is probably not the game for you. Unless you like killing them. Then you get to go ahead and take care of that quite a bit. I'll go ahead and run here. Okay, class traits. We'll talk about class traits in just a minute. I want to finish this this chain as we go through. I also picked up a new quest here. I'm sorry, not a new quest, but a new ability. And in a while, once I get to a certain level, my gambit chain will actually move up to be much more in depth. You actually will have up to 5 gambits that you can use as you run through here. I'm only going, basically onesies. So if I click here and go 1, 1, you'll notice that I have a gambit here, and it's called. Let's see what it's called. 1, 1. And we can go ahead and attack them. So I've taken out all 4 of the spiders. I'm just going to run around the spiders from this perspective because I still need to come out here deeper and see what's going on in the system. If I remember correctly, spiders are not aggro. They're actually a neutral in this area. I think they do that because as a new player, having a lot of aggro and getting distracted by this could be detrimental to your health and to actually completing the quests. We'll do that. So there's a Blackwalled Scout. He's right here at the wall. Look, on the other side of this wall, I think if I look up here, that's actually the backside of Archet. Why is there a scout here? Well, let's go back and talk to Joe Breckenbook. I don't know if you notice here, John Brackenbook is the child of the captain of the guard for this little town here. So he's a little estranged from his father. He thinks that there's a bigger problem than his father does. His father trusts Calder Cobb quite a bit. I want to go out this way. And I am going to take the stones again just because I want to skip across those stones. I don't remember those being here. Man, it's been a long time. They might have been here, but I think this is a rework. I think that this stuff right here was not there back in the day, and they put it in to be a shortcut to make it a little bit quicker to get to and from the hunting lodge.
A dead end will surely work in our favor.
Okay, so he's going to go to Archet, try to rally the team, and in this case, we're actually ready to finish the intro just in time. We'll go ahead and complete this. I could go back and do a lot more work, but this will actually complete the introduction. Any other quests will be canceled. I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and do this. So let's listen to this
John Brackenbrook and his hunters have reached the outskirts of Archet to find it already ablaze. A desperate struggle to save their village is about to begin. Hopefully, you have arrived in time.
So I've got to talk and
protect. We have no time to lose. We must save Ned.
Okay, what's going on? Amder's close by. He escaped the slaughter, but you have to help him defend the badger. Oh, and he dies.
Archet must still be saved.
Let's go ahead and save Archet. That was the jailer that we talked to before, if you remember correctly.
There are more up ahead.
I ought to change my stance to be in melee. Okay, let's...
We must find my father before it's too late.
Archet is ablaze.
Look! Otley is ahead! All must not be lost! Well met, friend. Is the crafting hall safe?
A group of Blackwalds enter that building. We can take them now.
Although the Mad Badger burns, I still hold out hope.
Okay, now I gotta follow Alti.
Father! I knew you would survive.
There's the captain. Let's go ahead and step back here a little bit, because something's going to happen here in just a minute. Notice you got Amdir here. He's been working around a little bit. Captain Brackenbrook is saying,
Defend us.
"Oh no." So I don't know if you noticed that, but I attacked that that person, and they turned to face me instead of the person they were attacking before. That's one of the things that tanks do, is we actually go out there and we see if we can get the aggro of the other person, so our damage dealers can work in peace. I'm going to step back here a little bit so we can see the whole thing.
No more time for games.
Oh
We
no!
come for the Ranger.
So Calder Cobb is there. Cargill. You've always been that you betrayed your home. All I know is that you betrayed your home and your peoples. You should be ashamed, said Captain Brackenbuck. Enough talk. Amdur is now serving a Mordor. Come, Dunedain. Yes, master. And I'm going to go ahead and put my focus on Calder Cobb, because he's going to finish what he came to do, and he's actually going to do some bad things. I don't like Calder Cobb. Oh, Captain Brackenbuck.
Father! No!
So let's get in there and see if we can. So his focus is on me. By doing the 2-2-1, I'm actually putting a defense up on myself. 3-3-1 puts aggro, and a 1-1-4 would actually be more of a put a bleed on the person we're out there. So let's talk to John. John, I'm very sorry about your father.
What misery has befallen us? My father was right to trust no one.
Alright, so let's go ahead and finish and see what happens. So travel now. It's a low place for a hobbit. We need to go ahead and move on.
With the Blackwold's grip on Archet broken, the hobbits hurry home to the Shire, eager to return to their simple, peaceful lives. But not all is as peaceful as it seems. Troubles stir at the bounds, and a shadow of fear is left in the wake of the Nazgûl.
Okay, we're at a point now where I think I'm going to go ahead and pause a little bit early. We're now in the Shire. If we click our map, we can see where we are. If we go ahead and look at it at a larger area, you can see there's so many places that you can look here. Eredor, if I go out to the Shire as a whole, you can see that. They got Bree over here. You can go ahead and navigate. Archet's still in here, so there's still some tasks to do later on down the road. Combe, Bree, Saddle. These are all towns from The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. The Midgewater Marsh, the Barrow Downs. I mean, there's so much in here that I'm so excited to be able to show you now. I'm going to go ahead and finish this this quest chain here. I think if I go ahead and...
Might I have a word with you?
Let's go ahead and do the intro.
Can't a body be left alone?
I'll finish now. I'm getting more skills. Click OK. Click reputation. It's going up. And we'll talk about that in a minute. I do want to talk about the specialization and the fact that I've got some mail. So let's do these. I've got about 6 minutes left to finish this up. Lord of the Rings went to a trait tree, about 5 years ago, maybe 6. I was during a transitionary period of the game where they didn't have trait trees out there. But I have 3 different trait trees that I can use. Trait tree 1, you've got blue, red, and yellow. And with blue, it's a tanking build. So really, if you're going to be a tank and you're going to get into fellowships, you'll go ahead and run through the tank build. Reckless, this is this is basically putting bleeds on people. Think of this as a melee combat. And then Spec 3 is assailment, and this is a range support line, so it puts debuffs, doing damage. You could actually have 2 different trait trees, so I could have a number 1 and a number 2 as I'm going through here, and you could actually buy more. As we get into this, and I'm going to go ahead and spec out my bleed to start with. I have no points to put in there, but I'm going to specialize for recklessness. And so what ends up happening is these in the red line will cost 1 trait skill point, And if we go into the blue or the yellow, I believe they cost 2 each. And they may move up. They may take additional points as we go through. With this one, I'm going to go ahead and rename this one red, just so I know it's my red trait. I'm going to go ahead and re-specialize for a yellow build. We'll go ahead and call this one yellow. At some point, I might buy a third and trade it out for a tank, but I really don't plan on doing much fellowship work in here. If I do, it might be a reason to do that, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and basically be either a damage dealer melee or a damage debuffer on a ranged perspective. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and go back to trading this with red and applying this so that we can go along with what we're doing. Okay. Mail. So if you're VIP, you can actually double click on the mail and get your mail from anywhere. However, if we look around, I go to the map, I'm in Little Delving here. There should be a mailbox somewhere close. And so here's a mailbox. I can go ahead and open up my mail. Here's a letter from John Brackenbuck saying thank you. He gives me a little gift pack. So I'll go ahead and detach that item, and now I have a box from him. So I'm going to, in another video, in the next one, actually go through all of these bags and try to clear some things up, see if I can work through that. I'm also going to start getting some of these quests. There's some side quests. This is a bundle for Michael Delving. If I accept this, and I'll take one of these bundles and I have to sneak my way to Michael Delving. And this quest chain here will get you a trait called the Mailman, I believe. And it's kind of fun to run, but it's one of those things that it distracts you from doing the main quest lines. With this build, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do very few of these the side quests. I could move out of the Shire and move right to Breetown and do some things.
Might I have a word with you?
So it's a quest level 10. I'm at level 6, so I probably wouldn't want to do that at this point. You can do the Join the Bounders.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Allow me to get another trait later on down the road, get the Bounder's Feather Cap. Again, I'm not going to do some of these things. I may come back and do them later. But what I'm really going to do is I'm going to run through the main quest line. There's a prologue, Mundo's Complaint. This is outrageous. I will not be satisfied until I reach compensation for my treatment at the hands of those Blackwolves. I've been most ill-used, and it's more than any hobbit would stand. Sackville Bagginses should be able to travel throughout the Shire and even into the Breeland if he wishes, without danger of being abducted. And when a Sackville Baggins is promised gold, he had better receive some gold, for the whole thing is done with. It's only fair. So Mundo here is a little pissed off. Excuse my language. A little upset, if we will. He wrote a letter looking for John Brackenbuck. It doesn't include business, the brigands, and take my letter to the mayor of Michael Delving, Will Wheatfoot. He'll be outside the town hall, which is just to your left, surrounded by hedges when you enter town. I'm going to go ahead and accept this. You can actually accept multiple quests at the same time. I'll go ahead and accept Joining the Bounders just to do that. Join the Bounders. I need to go talk to the second sheriff. He's in Michael Delving, so that's going in my way. And last but not least, here's a
good day. Might I have a word with you?
Crafting. We'll go ahead and accept that so we can do some crafting later on down the road. For our postman, he has barter items. So
is there something I can do for you?
If I receive tokens of salutations, I can actually trade these for marks on the barter standpoint. I could also take his quest. But again, like I said, this quest here is a very long quest chain. It's kind of fun. I may do that as a sidebar just to go ahead and do it as a separate recording, but I don't want to do that as we go through here. And you can also start this at any point in the process. So with that being said, I think it's a good time to sign off of Lord of the Rings Online for another episode. Thanks everybody for watching you complete the introduction quest. I'm going to go ahead and spend a bit of time in the Shire over the next 4, 5, 6, 10 episodes. I don't know how long it'll take us, but we're going to spend our time in the Shire looking around, going into the hobbit holes, looking at the scenery as we go through, and I'll see about grabbing my books out of storage and start putting some of the lore together as we go through this. So thanks everybody. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a like. So think about subscribing if you would, and I'll go ahead and upload this afternoon so that we can continue on. I sure appreciate all the support you've been giving me, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Once again, this is Snigby signing off. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.